But yeah, welcome. We are going to be playing the. Would you say is this the definitive release, or do you still have future plans for Tile Together?
This was gonna be the definitive release, but then we actually got uh, $46 in total donations on the itch.io page, mostly from like
Nice.
friends and stuff. Yeah. And so we said that if we get to 100, that will cover the like Steam greenlight fee or whatever it is. So we're gonna make another update, put it on Steam if we get to that. But for now, this is it.
Yeah, I mean it's a $100 US or 129 dollars Canadian.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my goodness, this is so different from the last time I saw it in the Jam version. Um, could you mark the whirlpools on my map? Okay. Whirlpools. Big Village is. Oh, okay. This is my little. Oh, okay. This is like my recipe book.
Yeah. It's got little hints,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then they'll be revealed once you've made them at least one time.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just try and build things out, and then now you get a sort of partial refund when you uh like don't use something in
Yeah.
the in here. Okay.
You get
Got to
one
keep that
coin
in
back.
mind. Okay. Okay.
Plus, each one you place, every 10 that you place increases the reroll cost. So it
Mm,
also, in the long run, kind of
gotcha.
costs you.
All right.
It's one coin per tile remaining, right? Or is it just one coin?
Yeah, it's one per unspent half.
Okay, I was scared we changed something without me knowing about it.
No, never.
All right. So the fundamentals of the gameplay have they changed at all?
I think
Um,
we got. Well, I think the biggest thing is we got rid of a lot of bugs. That was a lot of thing. That was something a lot of people just didn't seem to care for. So we just removed them entirely. Some of them.
yeah, no more bugs. Although we did say in the next update we're gonna replace all the clouds with ants crawling on the screen. So there's gonna be a lot more bugs in the next update.
Does that reveal too much about what the next update might be?
No, no, the ants, it's all a trick. It's all a
Right.
trick for the real update.
And we another big thing we did is we changed a lot of the values of
Yeah,
everything because swamps were like we always talked about swamp meta and how it was near broken, and now it's good, but it's not what it once was.
Yes, I do remember
yeah,
the
we
swamps being the way to go.
yeah, I made a big spreadsheet with all the coin and point values, and then I came up with like a total value by giving like there's the amount that each coin is worth in points. So then trying to balance it out like that. So whatever, like each time something gives you less coins, it will give you X amount more points.
Oh, I
And
was
we
really hoping to get the mountain, the
Oh, you
palace.
can get it actually. Oh, the string is
I
delayed, but
need water.
we changed the recipe actually. Now it's village, which makes a lot
Oh,
more sense.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, sweet. I was still looking at the GIF on the HIO page, which I think places water in the middle.
yeah. If you go to the help page in the game, it
Mhm.
shows the proper one.
Wait, is there a help page in the game, or is it just the recipe book?
Yeah. Well, if you press escape, it will ruin your run, so don't press it
Oh,
right now. But you'll also take you back to the main menu where you can see there's a how to play page from the main menu.
if you press escape, don't press it. Immediately
Oh,
pressed it.
sorry.
it's
Not at
okay.
all.
The next
Okay.
run's gonna be a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the GIF that shows the construction of the village. Um, okay. Well, let's go back in for another run then. Why is this guy turned green? Is he a goblin now?
We wanted to
Uh,
represent a lot of different races in this.
yeah. believe there is a total of 6 different colors. The next update, we're gonna shoot for 7.
I think. Well, I had already made a few swatches that I actually mean to send to you. I think we can go up to 10.
I don't think modern computers can handle it, but we can try.
It's actually a hack. It uses dithering, and another one uses flickering to get like a combination of colors. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's all about racing the beam and changing the color halfway through the vertical blank. And what
Yeah,
other
so
terms
We're
can we
just
throw out?
pioneering new technologies here.
we're actually using the system's inability to VSync to our advantage. VSync's still a thing, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get rid of that in our next update.
Yeah, so everything's sort of in a rebalance. The quests are kind of the main focus now.
Mm-hmm.
It's about sort of setting up quests and then completing them once you get it.
Yeah, because I noticed the previous guy was also asking for whirlpools, and then I proceeded to not necessarily get enough water. Well, I did eventually get enough water, but I was doing other stuff. There we go. That's enough water for a whirlpool.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a lot of money.
But
Yeah,
also, I
think.
found in
Go
my
ahead.
testing that it's more
Yeah.
effective to sort of set up combinations and not complete them until you get the quest for them.
I see.
And then that will allow you to instantly just zip through them.
Yeah, I guess the thing that would be helpful is if these quests at the top had like a monetary sum displayed somewhere that showed you like for completing this you get X amount of money, because I didn't actually realize that I was going to try to do it, but I didn't necessarily realize that I should be focusing on that to the exclusion of anything else per se.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
I just want people to do things out of the kindness of their own heart.
Mm.
It's
Once
really
you
the ultimate test of human kindness. How many quests you complete before you realize you get money from it.
I did that and I knew about it. I also put shopping carts, not just in the like trolley thing. I bring it back into the store, and I give it to the person after I wipe it down.
I work at a grocery store, so I spend all day getting other people's shopping carts from the parking lot.
there's always like a radius around any grocery store where the shopping carts have like made it out into the wild.
Yep.
It's always like a half-kilometer radius before people give up.
Just don't want it anymore.
It's an interesting psychological test.
Now, what's going to make a volcano? That's what I need to figure out. Although, volcano. Okay, volcano is just a 4x4. I'm guessing it's a 4x4 mountain. So I've kind of uniquely done a terrible job at building that out. I'll have to do better.
I'm glad that you're using no overt information to figure out something using the context clues. I'm glad that that makes sense to at least someone else.
Well, I figure that's like, oh, you're talking about a volcano. I'm assuming that there's going to be some rocks involved, and then I can look at the map. I can look at this thing and see like, oh, okay, it's only 2x2. So I don't know. Like if it's like 2 mountain and then 2 desert on opposite corners, I would never figure that out. But
yeah, one thing. Actually, I guess 2 things. The 2 last things I want to add to this are sort of mod support, where you can like make your own tile combinations or just your own tiles in general. And 2 is a global high score leaderboard. I think those are my last 2 wishes.
I want to make more hands.
More hands.
Yeah, like if you don't play for a while, they just like wiggle their fingers. Like if you don't click anything for a minute, they'll just do like a quick finger wiggle. I started animating it during the jam, and I don't know where I put the file.
Yeah, Lost
it's not in the
Archives.
it's not in the folder I'm supposed to put things in.
Oh, and the other thing about quests too that's not really mentioned in the game is that they give a fixed amount plus a percentage of the reroll cost. So as the reroll cost gets higher, the quest will give you more and more gold.
Yeah, I think if you can find a way to display that in the UI somewhere, like just X coins per completing this quest, I think that would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
What is going to be in a waste? I'm guessing it's water around sand. Let's try that. I know I don't have to use every tile, but gosh darn it, I'm going to.
It's probably worth it. We tried to make it worth it to leave some behind, but I still think it's better to just place them.
Yeah, I usually place down all three, unless I'm looking for one specific thing for a quest, or if I just like really want to build one thing.
Oops, I needed that sandstone.
Despite knowing how to play the game and a lot of the mechanics behind it, I still play like an idiot, which is good. Like I forget that I'm like trying to get points. I'm like just trying to create like something that's geographically sensible. So I have like water on the opposite side of all my mountains, and then the villages closest to water, which actually does help you, right?
Yes, villages close to water is one of the things that earns you gold, just by nature of placing it.
Yeah, there's a couple adjacency bonuses too that aren't. I thought about listing the adjacency bonuses in the book too. I actually kind of forgot about that. For each tile.
Well, we were trying to release earlier than we did.
Yeah.
And there were a few. I think the polite thing is to call it a snafu. I'm not gonna say too much, but we were in talks with someone that was that intended on assisting us with the release. And again, I'm not gonna name names, but
It's
it does.
Markiplier. It was Markiplier.
I was gonna say it rhymes with Parkameyer, but yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, things fell through, and I made a big announcement on our itch.io that we're self-publishing. This is a big step for us.
Yeah.
We've never published
Markiplier.
before.
He didn't drop us. We dropped him. For the
Yeah, this was our decision.
So what ultimately made you decide to like self-publish the game?
There's a number of things, really.
Markiplier just didn't know who we were. Who made up the whole story.
Yeah, I think that was one of the main contributing factors. That they don't know that we exist. But also, I think it was like a good move on our part, you know, because this gives us a chance to grow as people.
You know, okay, I think you guys have this sort of like back and forth rapport. I'm having trouble finding where the sarcasm ends and where the truth begins. So where did you at any point actually talk to Markiplier?
I have a cousin named Mark, yeah.
I have never talked to Markiplier in my life.
I was gonna say, I didn't think he was involved in publishing. This is a new venture for him.
Yeah, I mean, he got cold feet because he had never done anything.
I did send him an email.
On a gamble.
So we were close. I was like half of the way there.
I almost. This isn't a lie. I was like steps away from developing a game with him. Actually, it wasn't even with him, I don't think, but it would have been in the same atmosphere as him while he was developing a game. But I couldn't fly to California at the time, and yeah, that fell through.
Could have been, you made the old recipe.
Yeah, I was curious to see if it did anything different, but it does not.
No.
Hey, that's an idea for the next patch.
Yeah. Next patch, we gotta add new shapes. The old shapes are kind of boring.
I've been thinking about the old shapes. They all make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that with the new shapes, like some of the ones we've discussed, they will not just accidentally be found, which I'm okay with.
That's good though. Yeah, that's
I'm worried that someone's gonna try to make like the Kraken, and it will ruin some shape. But that's strategy too, you know.
yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was trying to build out my water here. I placed water and it became swamp.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
Now what is going to make a wasteland? I'm guessing it might be swamp and then mountain in the middle and then swamp on the other side, but you know, that is what we're going to see. We're going to find out this run if that is the true value to swamp.
The wasteland is a lot of people have trouble with it. I think the recipe doesn't make enough sense.
It's a tricky one, but I will say, in defense of the game, and I will die defending this game, everything you learn in this game carries over to the next play. You know, you learn how to make a mountain. Whoa, good, because that's a basic unit. You make a whirlpool. Whoa, that's actually pretty cool. 4 whirlpools all next to each other in a square shape. Well, that's I'm not gonna say. You haven't discovered it yet. I'm not gonna
It's in the
spoil it.
book now. I mean, what? Yeah. Another thing too is that the wasteland was kind of like, I don't want to say an oversight, but we had an extra sprite for a tile, and then we thought up the recipe. It was like sort of a backronym, like all the other ones. We thought of the tile for the recipe first, and then drew the tile based off that. The wasteland was we had the sprite, and then we just thought of a recipe for it. So I think that's why
I
it
had
kind of
7 sprites for it, I believe, right?
Yeah, there was a bunch of different variations. Yeah, there's pretty much 7 different ways. What if? Oh, hold on.
Oh, that's not a wasteland. Drat.
I put it as a hint. I put it in the screenshots on the itch.io page, and then it, like, they don't. The screenshots don't show up anymore with the HTML build, so no one can see it.
Oh, oh my goodness, that's so okay, so 2 things. To see the screenshots, you can view the jam page. The other thing is when you're editing a itch.io page, if I click onto this game, for example, if I click edit game, you can, no, not that, not edit game, edit theme, and then you can lay out screenshots and you can say sidebar, because automatically they will be hidden.
Okay.
So, and then they'll show up on the right side here.
Okay, I'll put that in.
Wow, okay, so that's a wasteland is grass on either side of sand. Okay.
Because of the high concentrations of silica in the soil, you can't grow anything there.
That's true.
So I mean, this is just cheating, right? Like what I'm seeing in this GIF here, that there's no way to just place this many of a single tile.
Yeah.
No, this happened. This is just lots of lucky rolls. It took us 36 tries to get this.
This is from my speed run, actually, my world record attempt.
That was a good start.
You know, you could almost be believable were it not for the fact that you have to mouse the cursor over to grab the tile to then place it.
No, you can use the hotkeys. 1, 2, and 3.
That's what all the speedrunners do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not kidding.
No. This
When
GIF
would
is
we
fake,
lie?
though. We are kidding about the GIF. That is not real. There was a cheat mode I was using for debugging and testing. But you could pretty much just paint whatever tiles you wanted on.
Mm-hmm.
The hotkeys are real, though, yeah.
Yeah, that's handy. And yeah, we'll see if I
R
can.
for reroll.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It used to be QWER during the jam, but a lot of people said they were hitting R by accident, so we moved them up. 1, 2,
all right. 13,210. How does that compare?
That's not bad.
So in the old version, the highest I ever seen was like 9,000 something. No one ever crossed 10,000. So you've already beaten like everyone who played the old version. And the new one, I think the highest I've seen is like 64, 65 on the Discord.
I've seen a 56. That's as high as I've seen.
No, someone posted on our Discord. I think Adam.
56?
Is it no, he has a 41. 40.
That's not what I meant.
65, yes, 65,400. I think that's the highest I've seen.
My highest score is what is it, 32,000? Actually, I think it's 34,000.
Have you thought about just having like a free build version of the game where you can just sort of experiment and place the tiles as you want?
That's something that I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but it was something I was considering for the next build, like the next serious build, or even just like a small challenge mode. That would probably work better as tutorial.
Just Alt C, see if anything happens. Pretty sure I took it out.
So did you say Alt C?
Yeah.
Didn't seem to do anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, I did take it out. That was the cheat code back in the dev build.
Oh man, demanding guy already asking us to make a village in the mountains.
Yeah. We also getting Wasteland as your first quest was like you instantly lose, so we disabled that. But the 3x3 ones, I found it's doable. It's a bit harder, but the reward's also higher, so I thought it was fine to leave those as first quests. But yeah, getting a Wasteland as your first quest was like a run ender. So it's impossible to get Wasteland as your first quest.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna ask if you had modified the possibility space of the game to account for what would like more complex ones being left off to later.
Yeah, there's that, and there's also that I found before that you would get the same quest over and over and over again, which I don't know if it's with game makers around the generation or whatever. So I just made it so you cannot get the same quest 2 times in a row.
It is absolutely game maker. Like unless you specifically call like set seed on the current time. If you're like playtesting within the hour, I find that Game Maker's seed kind of updates once every hour.
Like, it wasn't getting the same seed. It was just that I'd get like the same number over and over again. Like I'd get the same quest every time. I'd get like build an oasis 3 or 4 times in a row. It was super weird.
Okay, that is really weird.
Yeah, so I just added in a case where as a while loop, while quest equals last quest, they'll make a new one.
Just keep re-rolling. What I did with one of my friends when we were building on something that relied very heavily on randomness, droption. This game, because it is a sort of quasi Tetris-like game, what we did to guarantee an even distribution of the shapes that would drop from the top of the screen is we made it so that you would always get like the 4 colors, red, yellow, blue, and green, and then it would just shuffle the list. So it would generate a sequence of 4 or a sequence of 8, and then it would just shuffle that to guarantee that there was some randomness, but then the distribution is always guaranteed.
Yeah. That is... Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, it depends on like what you're going for. Like if it's okay that there's some repetition, then you don't have to be, like the system that you used obviously works totally fine.
Okay for some, but yeah, sometimes you will just get the same tile over and over and over. It can be a bit annoying.
But yeah, so let's head back to the game here and let me see if I can. Another request for an oasis. Ooh, that's a difficult one for the first game. Do you think that like if you do end up releasing the Steam version, sort of like making a another version of the release, are you going to modify the quests to be like a little more forgiving, like generating only like a 2x2 quest at first, and then eventually progressing to 3x3s and so on?
Yeah, definitely. If we do release to Steam, it's going to be our exploration update, and I should show you some of the code.
It will be the enhanced update. The ants. We're putting
You're
ants
right. The ants update, or aunts, depending where you're from. But yeah, it's gonna have a lot of different quests. The characters that actually give you the quests, there's gonna be a lot more of them. There's gonna be more variations on them, not just color, but also their features. And the quests themselves, there's already some things with new tiles or new combinations at least. There's definitely going to be a lot more variation.
Nice. All right. Well, if anyone has any questions from chat, please feel free to get those in now. But otherwise, was there anything else that you had in mind? Like, are you going to be adding some more like combinations, like recipes and that sort of thing?
Yeah. The original plan was to have enough recipes that you just stumble across them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found that takes a lot of time. So we just ended up with this many tiles. In the future, I've got sort of the foundations of mod support into, so once that's in, it will be easy for us to just make tiles.
Yeah, exactly. Once you've built
Crank
that
'em
system
out
for yourself, then yeah,
as
you can
fast
just
as John can draw them, I can put them in.
Depending on the
Nice.
day, I can draw very fast or very slow. Ask me how long it took to do the title.
Oh,
And then
you
ask
said
me
it
how
took.
long it took for me to realize that was the title.
You said it was the majority of your time spent on just the title in this build.
Yes and no. I had sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh, that looks really cool," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And then the next day, I wasn't panicking, but I was like, "Man, he's not posting the build. That's so weird."
I was waiting too. I was like, "Man, when's he gonna send that title screen?" And then turns out he already sent it. I thought it was like a work in progress because it's not bare bones. I don't know. I just thought there was.
I was inspired by the Zelda title screen, actually. You know, the one where it's in front of the waterfall? That was like... It doesn't look like it, but yeah. And you can tell that I love gloves and drawing hands. So, whoops.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people say like hands are some of the hardest. Hands and then faces. Faces are the hardest to draw properly. So
give me a good hand, a skull, and a pear. I will draw those all day.
All right. Well, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I was able to construct the Kraken the very first time I played the Jam version, because I know it's real tough.
In the Jam version, I don't think anyone ever got it.
It's a whole lot of water tiles.
Yeah,
right. Right. You hinted at its existence, and then it's like, oh wait, it's the one that you have in the screenshot.
Yeah. We don't have a quest for the Kraken though, do we?
No, that's not really fair.
Oh, that'd be so good.
I think it would be
Maybe
neat.
Once we have like scaling up quests, we'll be able to add that.
You can do that, and you can also make it so that you get more than one quest at a time.
Oh, like all those cooking games?
I guess. I mean, it would just give people the flexibility of, I think like a quest mulligan could help out a lot, and then the potential to sort of select between maybe like one to three quests. You know, maybe start with just one or two, and then because it becomes more complicated to have fewer quests that you can pick between as time goes on. So I don't know if you want to give people the full flexibility of 3, or whether you just want to sort of lowball them with one easy one to start and then kind of gradually grow to give them more possibility space, because it feels like a lot of runs can die really early on in the game. And I think that to really get people into it, if you can have the quest system be just a little more generous, so they can really feel like they've got enough money to start getting into things. Could be nice. I don't know.
Still build swamps early on.
Right. I always forget.
Swamps will carry you through the early game.
Always forget about the swamps.
I And one thing I did think about,
Mhm.
speaking of like Tetris type thing, was allowing you to hold a tile. So that if you have a completed formation, but you want to wait till you have the quest for it, you can hold it till you get that quest.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty handy as well. For sure. Yeah, maybe like drag one off to like a little holding spot on the right-hand side or something.
Yeah. A little quest, a little tile box.
I love the guy you have giving you the quest now. Those eyes are my favorite thing I did.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say like the purple skin and the green hair.
Oh, the inverted Hulk, yeah.
All
I
right,
think
let's see.
adding those people was I'm not gonna say it's a lot of polish, but it definitely makes the game feel big.
Yeah, I think
Also,
having the. Sorry, go ahead.
if you check the journal, I was gonna say it'll show you the coin values for each thing, and pyramids are worth a lot.
Oh,
To sort of
yeah.
differentiate them, we went with the mountain path. So like mountains, volcano, Shangri-La is worth a lot of points, but not too much coins. Whereas the desert path, the desert pyramid oasis is worth loads of coins and not much points.
Huh. See, okay. Yeah, I wonder if there'd be any way to indicate that. Like when you complete something, rather than the number at the bottom of the screen just kind of like ticking up, if you could do something where when you complete the tile, you can have a little flashing number rise above it. Like maybe on the one side you show like this many points, and then on the other side you show like plus this many coins. And that gives me
Yeah.
more of an association of like, oh, okay, completing this is worth this many points and this many coins.
Sorry if I'm being quiet. Every time you say a really good point, I'm just sending these as messages to Sam.
No worries. I'm always happy to sort of chat through that stuff, and this is an open invitation. Anytime people want to come on to the stream and just sort of like chat design about their project, I'm more than happy to do that.
We'll definitely take you up on that offer for the next project.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we reveal that one too?
We're never stopping. We're making new games every time, every free moment. We're gonna make 1,000 new games every year.
Yeah, we're gonna cap out once we hit 1,000. We're not making them for the next year.
What's the new project? What are you talking about? Rad?
Yeah,
Oh,
Rad.
Squirrel golfing. Oh, Rad. Yeah. Sorry. Can I leak squirrel golfing yet? I guess it's too late.
Well, we can just leave it at that, and then, I mean, people will figure it out. They always do.
Sounds good. All right.
We've had a lot of internal leaks recently, so we're trying to, take back the power.
I think
If we leak it,
behind it.
yeah. Well, he wasn't very happy about how things broke, so
we dropped Markiplier. He didn't drop us. Remember that?
yeah. Let him know.
That's the story, and if you repeat it often enough,
Exactly.
fiction becomes fact.
I'm pretty sure it's trending on Twitter right now. If you look up Markiplier, you'll see it. It's like the 12th one down, or 13th.
All right. Well, John, Sam, thank you so much for joining me on the stream. This has been a lot of fun, and yeah, I look forward to seeing the. I hope you hit your goal and get to make a Steam build of the game. Yeah, as Cookie's mentioning, Steam isn't good for quick development and rapid fire release. You should get your Steam pages up as soon as possible and let it sit there to get wish lists as soon as. Yes. That's actually a really good point. Once you hit the $100, buy the game, get it up, put it up on Steam, absolutely build out your page, but then see what you can do to get people wishlisting it, because there's a very important thread which I know I posted in the Discord a while back, but I will repost it in the chat right now. Here we go. This thread talking about the fact that you want to hit somewhere in the realm of between 5 and 10,000 wish lists, because then you hit the front page and then your game basically markets itself. So absolutely,
Yeah, I read this one. It's really good.
Yeah, excellent point from Cookie mentioning that, and yeah, reposted the link in the chat there. But very, very useful thread to keep in mind. So yeah, I do hope that you hit that goal, but then put it up, let it simmer, and then keep building on the other
I
project.
hope we don't reach it, at least for a while, because I want to work on other stuff for a bit.
Yeah, that rad game we were talking about, that was something we made for another game jam where for half of it someone was on vacation. So the game we made has a really great feel or aesthetic, but doesn't play any like anything we want it to.
Well, I've just posted the link to Rad Skate plus Destroy.
Don't play that. Don't. We're gonna fix it, but don't play that.
The music's good. I was happy with the music and the graphics.
The music's good. The graphics good. I did not do anything good on this.
It's okay. I still broke your code.
That's true, actually.
All right, and then where else can people find you?
BurritoEclair. You can join our Discord. I posted the Discord link.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We're trying to get people to join us.
I can always be followed at John Drain, JONDRAIN.
Yeah, go ahead and drop a link in chat.
Discord. We'll post all the latest Markiplier news as it comes out on the news channel.
Oh, look, I managed to zoom to... Oh, wait, did you adjust the itch.io page as we were discussing things?
Maybe?
Okay, because I was going to say, like, oh, look, there's the screenshots right there.
There we go.
We work fast. We work very fast.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know
Actually-
at some zoom level, itch.io like reverts to the mobile formatting, and then you don't see the screenshots anymore, but... Maybe? I don't know.
I had
It
no
used to do
idea
that.
that's...
Yeah, there we go. I zoomed in far enough, and now they've become like a horizontal list instead of a vertical one. There, pop into the sidebar. But I had to zoom in
beautiful.
comically far to do that.
Oh, speaking of... I have to send this to my mom.
You're gonna love it. I know this is your favorite game.
She's a big
Okay.
fan of those games like Lemmings, so yeah.
This GIF right here, this is showing putting water in the middle and getting Shangri-La. That's what I
Yeah.
was getting.
That's missing it. We changed it in the game, but not
Yeah.
on here.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap things up there for now, but have a good evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next project.
Sounds good. Can't wait
Awesome.
to show it to you. And thanks for playing the game. That was
Absolutely. All right, Sam, John, have a good night.
Peace out.
Bye.
Markiplier.
Man, after how dense that conversation was with sarcasm, when Sam came on and just like laid down that whole bed of compliments, I'm now wondering about the sincerity of some of those.